Thank you for watching Talking with Amaya. Today I have a great guest with me. His name is David Carrasco. He is a mortgage loan officer. David, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me and interview you.
Thank you for having me today.
David, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been in the financing world since 1999. I became passionate about mortgage, especially first-time home buyers. Kind of been our passion for the last few years. Heavily invested our time in helping new homeowners.
How did you become a loan officer? What made you become a loan officer?
In 1999, I was working for a financing company. I was started off as just a basic LOA, a loan officer assistant. A friend of mine decided to go ahead and introduce me to the industry as far as from a loan officer standpoint. It became something that I wanted to do for a long time. After that, it took me about 6 months to get into the industry. After that, I've been in financing really since 99.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it is a long time for sure. Shortly after 99, I went ahead and started working with Wells Fargo. I started off as actually a banker. I did a lot of auto financing, a lot of home equity financing, got into the credit card business as well. So I really knew what credit meant, the importance of credit. Actually, that year I became a homeowner as well, so it kind of drew the path as to what I wanted to do for the rest of my life at that point.
Thank you, David. I actually haven't told you this, but I know David for 10 years. We used to work together at Wells Fargo. David, can you tell me a little bit of the difference? Because I know there's a lot of customers out there or buyers that don't understand the difference. What is a bank in a mortgage bank?
There is quite a bit of difference actually. With the bank, you're FDIC insured. They're covered by the FDIC as far as a loan officer. They're not required to take any type of licensing, any type of education. As far as from the mortgage bank standpoint, a lot of them are required to be licensed. I had to attend a school to be able to obtain a license and be able to assist customers, educate them.
Thank you. Can you go a little bit more in detail? Because I know there's a lot of confusion. So does a mortgage bank open checking accounts, savings accounts like a regular bank?
Every institution may be set up differently. Some banks do open up savings, checkings, credit cards. They do provide that type of service, and as well as mortgage. So they're not dedicated specifically for just a specific type of product. When it comes to mortgage bank, we specialize specifically on the mortgage side. So our policies and procedures might be a little unique. We strictly follow what Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac guidelines state. When it comes to the bank itself, they may implement some sort of overlay, which is, in other words, it's a policy on top of what the guidelines are. It makes it a little bit more conservative for the bank to be able to lend versus us. And that's really the only thing that's different between a bank and a mortgage bank, other than the fact that with a mortgage bank, we are licensed loan officers. With the bank itself, they are not licensed. They're not required. They're actually FDIC insured. Does that answer your question?
Yes. What happens with the loan? So if somebody goes to a bank, the banks that offer open checking accounts, savings accounts, do they keep the loan? Do you guys keep the loan? How does that part work?
When it comes to the bank, a lot of them do service their own mortgages.
What advice do you have for a first-time home buyer?
From a first-time home buyer, I would have to say get educated. Education is the first step. Unfortunately, there's too many loan officers that do not educate the buyer when they make an appointment, but make sure it's a reputable loan officer. Do your research, look at surveys, Google search everything, because unfortunately, not everybody gives the same type of advice as other LOs or other loan officers.
I have looked at your testimonials, and you have no negative testimonials, and you have a whole bunch. What are you doing that everybody loves you?
Well, I don't know about that. You know what? I've been pretty fortunate. God has definitely blessed us with a team of professionals. That being said, I'm able to provide great customer service. I'm not able to be at every position of the process, but God has definitely blessed us to obtain a team that has helped me be able to provide better customer service and be able to provide more homeowners, the ability to become a homeowner.
David, I know there's a lot of people out there that sometimes are afraid to reach out to a mortgage loan officer, especially if they're not ready. Maybe they just want information. Sometimes they're afraid that they're going to be pressured to do something they're not ready. How do you deal with customers that just want to go and sit with you and get information?
The first step is to talk to us. We'd like to go ahead and help you out with the process. There's no pressure into this process. Consultation should be free. No one should be charging you at all for consulting as to how to become a homeowner. Really, we're going to require some documents from you, tax returns, pay stubs, W-2s, just to see what we can qualify you for. Yes, there is a credit check that we have to look at to see where you stand financially, and we will fully educate you as to how all that works and how it all works together to become a homeowner. There is a misconception out there is that you go out there and you talk to a realtor, and really the first step is to get pre-qualified. I'm not saying leave your realtor out of the process, but the first step is to get pre-qualified.
What is the advantage of having a pre-approval letter when you are looking for a home?
The advantage of basically the realtor is going to have that ready for them to place an offer versus not. The realtor is not able to place an offer without a pre-approval. So you're going to go out there, you're going to waste basically everyone's time, because that's the only thing that the realtor is going to need for them to place an offer on a house that you're going to fall in love with. Really, you don't want to go out there out in the field and look for a home not knowing if you're going to be able to qualify for the property that you're looking into.
So basically what you're saying is that don't go out, look for a home if you don't have that pre-approval letter, because if you like the house, you fall in love with it, you might end up losing it, right?
You're absolutely right. The market is so in demand right now. A house can be placed on the market and literally could be sold within an hour. Unfortunately, the demand is so high right now that you want to be prepared before you go out there and look.
Because while you're trying to get pre-approved for the house that you like, somebody else puts an offer that has a letter, and they will go ahead and win the offer, right?
Exactly, that's how it works. Amaya makes a good point. The way she explains to the buyers that make sure you're prepared. You as a homeowner, you should be prepared. The realtor is going to have communication with the loan officer. We'll be able to go ahead and set up an action plan to ensure that by the time you get into contract, this will be executed accordingly.
How long does it take when a person puts an offer on a house and they accept the offer? How long does it take from that day to closing where they get their keys?
Normally it's a 30-day process, and as far as from a homeowner standpoint, you want to be able to be prepared from a processing standpoint, because the process does take about 30 days, and during that process a lot of things happen. Verification of employment, we verify that your taxes are done properly, that you're not behind with the IRS. There's a lot of things that happen behind the process.
What does the buyer have to do during that time? If it's a resale home that they put an offer and it was accepted during that time?
What happens right at contract, the realtor's going to pay an opt-out fee, earnest money. That's usually about $1,000 on a property. The opt-out fee is about $150 to $100. And really what happens there is the opt-out fee provides you a specific time frame, usually 7 days, for you to obtain an inspection. The inspection is done to basically protect you from a home buying standpoint. What happens with the inspection, it ensures that there's no foundation issues. Really a lot of things to ensure that your property, the condition of the property is there in order for you to be able to just move in and be livable. Another process that happens is your appraisal gets ordered. So once I see the green light from the inspections basically stating that, yeah, this home is in good condition, it's going to be either FHA approved, at that point, appraisal's ordered. Basically, that tells me that the inspection went well, the house is in good condition, and the appraisal gets ordered. Someone's going to go out there, make an appointment with the seller's agent to be able to inspect the property in order to appraise the property. What happens is he obtains comps, comparables around the house, usually within a mile or two, to ensure that the sales comparison is there for the value of the property that's being sold. So if the price is, let's say, $200,000, what happens is average square footage is taken into consideration, conditions of the property, if it has tile, a lot of features are taken into consideration when the house is being placed on the market.
So basically, if the house is being sold, let's say for $300,000, and it came appraised for $250,000, what happens then?
Basically, the way it works, your appraiser is going to determine whether the house is appraised for the sales price.
I heard about these classes that you're having one-on-one. They're like educational classes. What happens in those one-on-one classes, and why are they one-on-one classes?
One-on-one. Well, you know, every customer or every buyer has a different financial picture. So the reason I do these face-to-face classes is because not everybody's situation is the same. So, and I don't want them to talk in front of a class setting and tell me their personal issues or situation to proceed with the process, because some people might have bankruptcy issues, some people might have collection issues, and they don't want to disclose that in public. So I do love and I do enjoy giving first-time homebuyers classes, but ultimately I actually rather do one-on-one just to have a better understanding as to your financial situation alone, because the last thing I want to do is implement or ask any questions that might be private to you.
So this way they make them very comfortable and they'll be able to ask you everything without feeling embarrassed.
That's really the key reason as to why I just do one-on-one. The classes are normally an hour to an hour and a half. A lot of information is taken into consideration there. You know, you'll really understand how the process works as to how we can go ahead and get you to the finish line. And that's where we want to be, is the finish line. We want to be able to go to our closings and see a key being handed to you.
I love these classes because I know there's a lot of people out there that have no knowledge. They have no idea what is the first step, what do they need to do to buy a home. And so I heard that your classes are no strings attached, no pressure. Some classes they can come in with no document, they just want to know what is that they need to do. You let them know, and then if they're ready, they decide, okay, let me have another appointment, I want to come in with documents, pull my credit, and the other ones, I want to think about it. Is that correct?
It's true. Really, once you take our class, you'll have a full understanding as to how we're going to be able to get you those keys. The key thing is though, ask questions. Ask questions, because no question is a dumb question in this situation. This is going to be a big investment for you, so we definitely want to make sure that you're fully educated, that when you go to closing, you understand what you're signing.
David, you're doing a fantastic job, especially because you're taking the time with people, even knowing that they're coming in with no documents, or you're not going to pull credit and it might not end up being a loan, but you're just putting your time out there just to educate people. And truly, that's amazing. We appreciate that.
No, thank you, Amaya. It's been great being able to do this with you for many years now. On the weekends, we're able to go ahead and assist you. I know you have a busy schedule Monday through Friday, but we are open on a Saturday and Sunday for realtors and for home buyers. So if you want to come out and have a consultation, please give us a call. Our phone number is
214-355-6733. I do want to let you know that I work with David, and I am very proud and honored to be his partner and work together as a team, especially because I've been doing this for a long time. I have worked with many lenders before, and I've never met somebody like David, where I've been doing this for many, many years, and I've worked with a lot of lenders, and David is the only lender that I know of that will take the time and explain how the steps and put you in an action plan and tell you what you need to do to be able to buy a home, even to the point that he says to you, you know what, with this education that I just gave you, you decide what you want to do. If you want to start the process now, if you want to go ahead and talk to another lender. What I love about him and everybody he helps, it's that he doesn't pressure anybody, there's no strings attached, and then we'll go ahead and answer all the questions that you have. So don't be afraid in calling, don't be embarrassed. He's like a doctor. Buying a home, it's a huge investment. So you have to click with the person that's helping you, and you have to make sure that that person is going to take the time to educate you so you can make the best decision you can when it comes to buying a home. David, I'm so happy that you did this with me, that you let me interview you. We're going to be doing a lot of videos with David because this is the first introduction video. I want you to get to know him, but then we're going to do other videos that are going to be more in detail. So please look for those videos. Thank you for watching Talking with Amaya. David?
Thank you, Amaya, for having me. I appreciate it. Have a good day, guys.